Imagine walking every day without shoes. The ground beneath your feet may look harmless, but in many rural areas across Africa, Latin America, and even some parts of Asia, it hides a dangerous threat: jiggers. These tiny parasites, also called sand fleas, are barely visible to the human eye, but they can cause painful infections, long-term health problems, and even social stigma. This is not just a medical issue, it's a daily reality for millions of people who cannot afford shoes. Let's understand how living barefoot increases the risk of jigger infestation and why footwear is more than just comfort. It's protection, dignity, and health. For most people in developed countries, shoes are a normal part of daily life. But in poor communities, children and adults often go barefoot, whether they are farming, walking to school, or playing outside. Without shoes, feet are constantly exposed to dirt, dust, and sand. Small cuts and cracks on the skin remain unprotected. Parasites like jiggers get an easy entry point into the body. Jiggers thrive in dry, dusty environments, especially around homes with dirt floors. When a person steps on infested soil barefoot, the flea can jump onto the skin and quickly burrow inside. The lack of shoes makes people an easy target. The female jigger flea is the real problem. Once it finds human skin, it burrows in, usually around the toes, under toenails, or on the heel. Inside the skin, it grows while feeding on blood. This causes painful swelling, itching and irritation, difficulty in walking, risk of infections from open wounds. When many jiggers burrow at once, a person can lose toenails, or on the heel. Inside the skin, it grows while feeding on blood. This causes painful swelling, risk of infections from open wounds. When many jiggers burrow at once, a person can lose toenails, or on the heel. Inside the skin, it grows while feeding on blood. This causes painful swelling, itching and irritation, difficulty in walking, risk of infections from open wounds. When many jiggers burrow at once, a person can lose toenails, develop deformities, and even face life-threatening infections like tetanus. Children often drop out of school because of the pain, and adults may struggle to work, and many stop attending school. Farmers and workers, adults working in fields or carrying loads in dusty villages, face constant exposure. Without shoes, their productivity drops when their feet become infected. Elderly and vulnerable people. Older individuals with weaker immune systems are at higher risk of severe infections. For all of them, shoes could make the difference between health and suffering. Jiggers are not just uncomfortable, they create a cycle of poverty and disease. Pain leads to missed work and school. Wounds from jiggers can lead to secondary infections. In serious cases, untreated infestations can cause disability. Communities where shoes are rare often face repeated outbreaks. One person with jiggers can release hundreds of eggs into the environment, infecting the soil around homes and schools. Without intervention, the cycle continues. In many places, people with jigger-infested feet are unfairly labeled as dirty or careless. Children may be bullied, and adults may face isolation. But the truth is simple. This is not about personal cleanliness. It is about poverty. People are affected because they lack resources, not because they are lazy. Shoes and healthcare are often luxuries that poor families cannot afford. Shoes are one of the simplest and most effective tools against jiggers. By covering the feet, shoes block fleas from reaching the skin. A sturdy pair of sandals or closed shoes can protect children, workers, and the elderly. Other preventive steps include cementing house floors instead of leaving them dusty, regularly cleaning sleeping areas of animals like dogs and pigs, educating communities about hygiene and early treatment, organizing medical camps for mass removal and treatment, but among all these measures, footwear remains the first line of defense. When we think of shoes, we often see them as fashion or comfort, but for communities battling jiggers, shoes mean much more: freedom from pain, walking and playing without suffering. Access to education, children can attend school regularly. Economic security, adults can work without being sidelined by infection. Human dignity, no more shame or stigma attached to visible infestations. Shoes are a basic human need, just like clean water and food. Daily life without shoes is not just uncomfortable, it is dangerous. Jiggers exploit poverty, turning bare feet into entry points for infection, pain, and social exclusion. Something as simple as shoes can break this cycle. Educating communities, improving housing, and distributing footwear are powerful steps toward ending the suffering caused by jiggers. By raising awareness, we can highlight that this is not just a medical problem, but a social and economic one. Protecting feet protects futures, and for millions of people, the journey toward a healthier, dignified life begins with a single step: in shoes.